Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. The lighting is terrible. Let me put that on then. Do I need to lower this a bit or take that light off? Bear with me. No, I definitely need to do something there. That's not too bad, is it? Don't need to up it. I'll up it a little bit. There we go. Right, welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. Mother's Day today. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Why the I'm saying that, it's got nothing to do with me, is it? So, the beer we got coming up is one that was very kindly sent to me. To the man, the myth, the legend, Rob Bramall. The artist formerly known as Bramall Backroom Brewery, which is now Mr. B's home brews and beer reviews. He sent me two beers over of his own homebrew beer. So a massive thank you to Rob. If you haven't subbed to the bloke, go and give him a sub. He has cut down on his content, but he's coming back slowly. A great guy, a really great guy, and a really knowledgeable, get your words out, Baz, knowledgeable chap. He really is. So a massive thank you to Rob. Now, he sent me one of his home brews. Like I said, well, he sent me two. This is the first one of them. It's in a big 500ml bottle. This was bottled on the 13th of the 1st, 25, and it is simply named West Coast IPA, coming in at a whopping 7.1%. But when he sent these, he sent me a little note, so we'll read that to you. Baz, hi mate, a couple of beers for you. Been tough times and not had time to send the beers earlier. The West Coast IPA 7%, not 7.1%, 7%. Was brewed on October the 24th and has lost its character, from taking it so long to post. Still a good beer, but not in its prime. The hops in this are Centennial, Chinook, Comet, Simcoe, Citra, and it may need a hard pour. So yeah, those are the little things he was telling me about it. So yes, Rob literally does the brewing process, the full-on Monty. None of this fucking pint of shit that I do. He does the full Monty. So it was brewed a while ago. He says it's probably not in its prime condition, as you could tell. But hopefully should be decent. So we're going to give it a crack. We're going to give it a pour. Hopefully it's still going to have enough about it. Hopefully it's not going to explode then. That should be one good thing. So let's get it cracked open, get it poured. It's going in my old white hag glass. I love that glass. It cost me £1. And I use it for everything. There was just something about it. So let's get this cracked open. Once again, massive thank you to Rob from Bramall Beer Reviews. He said may give it a hard pour, so we'll be quite vigorous. Oh, we're getting a bit of life out of that, Robert. There we go, my friend. Look at that. There looks like plenty going on in there. I don't think we got too much problem. Obviously, I wasn't gentle. I gave it a good vigorous start. Yeah, there are a few bubbles going up. So, yes, it may have lost some of its sort of fizz, or maybe it is like that. But beer in a glass, there we go. West Coast IPA. It's got that very sort of amber looking look to it. There is a slight haze to it with me holding it up against the light. You might not be able to see that. And there is only a few bubbles going up there. So it probably has lost a little bit, but there is some going up there. And it has poured a lovely, thick, sort of, 1.5-inch head there. But obviously the size of the head on the beer is only relevant to how you pour it generally. But the fact that it has poured one is a good sign. So yeah, it looks decent. Looks like a West Coast IPA. Let's get the old nose in there and have a sniffers. See what we get. Yeah, my nose possibly still ain't great, but you are getting that West Coast feel in there. So if it's my nose and this has lost a bit of character, it probably goes to show how good this would have been. Malty backbone. I'm getting a touch of grapefruit. Excuse me if I'm getting a bit of a snotty thing coming through on there. A little bit of pine, I would say. It smells like, from what I'm picking up, it smells like the sort of West Coast I like. With that grapefruit, that sort of piney sort of feel, even maybe a touch, a little resinous going along with a nice malty backbone, rather than some of the sort of like West Coast that can be sort of traditional but have more of an orange sort of citrus thing. This is at the moment smelling right up my street. Excuse me, clear me throat. So I'll give her a top of Rudy, and we shall dive in and see what we get. Don't go over, and we'll give my big old mate Rob Bramall, go and check out his channel, a big thank you once again. Cheers Rob, cheers everyone, let's see what it's like. Oh wow, actually some of the stuff that I would say isn't my thing is sort of coming through, but wow, that is good. That is good. I think he said in a private message that these beers were entered into competitions, and I think they both done well in competitions. Wow. And that second wow, then that the beer just developed even more. I'll tell you what, fair dues, that is a damn good effort. Body on that, it's good. It's a good solid 7% body, but it's a West Coast IPA, so I don't really expect a West Coast IPA, even at this ABV, to be massively heavy. So if I was gonna change anything, I'd probably say that is a really good body for this sort of style of beer and the ABV. We got a bit of gas coming up, so once again this beer isn't completely flat, obviously. Pretty smooth. Carbonation is actually quite busy in it. The back end of this beer is outstanding, to be fair. The carbonation is quite busy, and I would say you do feel it a little bit. It does, I'm not going to say it ruins the mouthfeel, but it does roughen it up. It does roughen it up a little bit, but it doesn't roughen it up so much that it's a proper disappointment. So that's another good sign. So a decent body, pretty smooth, carbonation a touch busy if I'm being critical, but this is homebrew. You know, I'm going to give Rob's beers the same sort of criticism I would give something you're paying 3, 4, 5 quid for. And if his beers hold up to that sort of standard and are better, that tells you something about it. On the taste is very decent. Proper West Coast. You are getting that orange sort of citrus thing in it that I am not so much of a keen fan on. In a West Coast, if you like, I'm very much pine and grapefruit. The orange citrus side of things isn't my thing personally. And that's definitely come more to the forefront. Yeah. A very sort of, I'm going to say the biggest thing I get now is a sharp, almost orange, pithy bitterness taste at the start. I think there's maybe a little bit of grapefruit tickling along in the background. A touch of resinous. I'm not going to say it's massively resinous, but there is that sort of just slick feel to it in the mouth. Pine, I sort of got that on the nose, but I'm not really sure I'm picking that up in the taste. Yeah, it's more of a resinous thing rather than taste with the pine in it. It's bitter. I mean, he's got the bitterness of a West Coast IPA in there. It's very bitter and it's lingering now. The more you drink it, the more this beer builds up. And I always think for a West Coast, that's probably a good thing. Yeah, you sort of expected bitter from the start, But this builds up and it builds up and it lingers and it lingers and it lingers. And that is exactly what this is doing. 7%. I wouldn't say you get a massive feel of it, but you know this is a bit of a bigger beer. You do know it. It's sort of, and again, it's one of them. I think the more you drink it, the beer sort of, the ABV sort of catches you up a little bit. Carbonation catches you up as well. The bitterness catches you up. The ABV catches you up. But if this is a beer that is not in tip-top condition, I mean, it's fantastic, to be honest. That is exactly what you want. You know, if you're going down the more sort of trad route of West Coast IPA, that is as good as anything. Seriously, that is as good as anything I have probably had that I've picked up from a double say a bottle shop, but you know what I mean. I've been to an off license or something, and they have sort of like breweries doing a West Coast IPA, traditional West Coast IPA. I would say this, seriously, this is probably as good as anything I've picked up for about £3, really. And this apparently is not in tip-top condition. So when you look at it like that, that goes to show how good this bloke is at brewing beer. But yeah, that is a decent drop. I don't know how many other people have had one of these or got one of these sent out, but Rob sent it to me. I wanted to review it, and it's a pleasure to review it. It's a bloody decent beer. I would almost stick my neck out off the top of my head, literally just sitting here, and probably say that's one of the best ones that Rob has sent me, in all honesty. I think that if that was in a bottle with a label on, another brewery with a proper label on, you wouldn't know. So yeah, a massive thumbs up for Mr. B's Home Brews and Beer Reviews West Coast IPA. Anyone else out there who has had it, let me know your thoughts on it. Once again, a big thank you to Rob. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon on another one. Cheers.